So listen to the cutting action at the front and whether there is any cutting action at the back. Okay, listen to this. There's no question those rear teeth were cutting. You could hear it cutting. You could certainly hear it at the shutdown. I can smell the burn too. You can smell those teeth burning the wood. Let's take a close look at what actually happened here. This was the front of the board, and this is the back. The front teeth of the blade cut all the way along and cut the whole thing beautifully. But then when I reached the rear teeth started to recut the back of the board. Now there's also even a chance if the board wasn't clamped to the miter gauge, of the board being thrown up off the table, because the rear teeth of course are coming upwards out of the table. The front teeth go downwards, and that holds the board down onto the table. Well, then I stopped in the middle, and because I sat there for a while, the wood started to burn, and then I turned the saw off, and the teeth actually cut even deeper at the shutdown. Okay, so when I feel this, I can feel that this wood is higher, or in other words, sticking out further than the one part where I stopped. And this part here is actually higher still, because the rear teeth cut more off than the front teeth, but I cut the most off during shutdown. You can actually see right through the part where the table saw rear teeth burned. And so if every cross cut you ever do on your table saw looks like this, your blade is definitely angled the wrong way relative to the miter slot you're using. I've had 2 kickbacks happen to me, and both times it was because I was too lazy to put my blade guard on, because I was doing, let's say, cross cutting with my sled, and I knew I was just doing a single rip cut, and I thought, well, I'll just be extra careful on this cut. One of the times it was a wider piece of plywood about 1/4 inch thick, and it flew up and over my left shoulder, very luckily. The other time it was a narrower piece of wood that just happened to have a point on this end because I was doing some corner cabinet triangular shelves, so it had a sharp point on this end, and it hit me right in the belly button. And I did break the skin. I did not have a serious injury, luckily, but I did break the skin. I basically collapsed to the ground as if someone had just punched me really hard. It happened so fast you don't even know what happened. And believe me when I say that you are terrified of that machine for the next week. And every rip cut for the next several weeks, it keeps playing back through your mind, and you're just waiting for it to happen again. But I can also honestly tell you that I have never once had a kickback with the splitter in. I really believe if it's set up properly that it can't happen.